What's up, everybody? I am Geek for Code, coming at you with a C# tutorial featuring beautiful code. Now, I don't know about you, but I love to code and I love to learn. So let's go ahead and get started, and hopefully we'll learn together. Now, in today's video, we're going to be looking at how to create the model portion of a simple application using the design pattern Model View View Model, also known as MVVM. Now, the model is used to represent or hold the actual data or information that will be used within the application. So the application that we'll be developing today is just a simple customer information application. The purpose of this is to allow a user to enter their information into the UI, then the application will display that information back to them. To do this, we're going to create a C# WPF project, and we are going to name it customer information. But wait, hold on. How are we going to make our code beautiful? Well, with this, we will be getting the assistance from StyleCop. Now, StyleCop is a Microsoft coding design guideline, which enforces certain rules to maintain code-based documentation. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, as you can see, I went ahead and created the WPF application and I named it customer information. I also created a couple folders called model and view model, but since we're only going to be working with the model today, I'm going to add a class for the model. Since this class is going to be holding information for the user, we are going to call it user information. Now let's go ahead and make this object public so other objects can actually reference it. So we're going to say public. Now the information that we want from the user is their first name, their last name, their phone number, email, street address, city, and the state. Now when I start a model, I like to start with the private fields, a private backing field that would be used for the public properties. So I'm going to go ahead and start that now. So let's go ahead and say private string first name. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this for how many fields that we need. So we have first name, last name, phone number, email, street address, city, and state. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to rename all of these. So that is first name. This is phone number. This is email, street address, city, and state. Now, since we have all the private fields created, now we need to create the public fields, the public properties for these private fields. So we can go ahead and say public string. We're going to call it first name. And now with the property, it's going to be have a getter and a setter for this specific property for all of the fields that we have. So we're going to say get, and we are going to return the first name of the user. So we're going to say this dot first name. We're going to say return this dot first name. And now we want to set the first name to whatever the user types in. So we're going to say this dot first name equals that value. So just like I did with the private fields, I'm going to go ahead and copy this first name property and I'm going to paste it for last name, for phone number, for email, street address, city, and state. So we're going to go back up here. We're going to name it last name. I'm going to redo this as last name as well. This one is going to be phone number. definitely want to be very careful when you are copying and pasting. You want to make sure that you edit the right fields and make sure you are getting and setting the right things. So after the email, we have street address, and then we have city, and last we have state. All right, there we go. Now we have our user information model, but we still need to make it look good. We need to make the code beautiful because this is just, right now, this is just ugly. So first, um, the using statements up here. Normally, the using statements will go right below the namespace, but since we do not have any namespaces, any using statements, we can go ahead and say right click, organize usings, and just remove all the usings that we're not using. Um, so now we're going to need to style cop this file. To get style cop, if you do not already have it installed, you can go ahead and go to tools and extensions and updates. If you look online, you can search for what is called Visual Style Cop, which is what I'm using for Style Cop. Go ahead and install that. Once that is installed, so makes it very simple. If you press backspace 3 times, it will automatically add the summary section, and then we are going to add a summary information for the class itself. So I'm going to say this class holds information about the user. Now we are going to put a summary around each private field that we have. So I'm going to say summary. I want to backspace, do the backslash 3 times. If I said backspace before, I meant backslash. So backslash, and I'm just going to copy and paste this for each private field that we have. Then I'm going to say, let's say backing member for, and I'm going to say C first name. So it references the first name property um, that is using. And then I'm going to say last name, phone number, email, street address, city, and state. Now backing members, they look good. They look beautiful. So now let's go ahead and make our public properties beautiful. So we can go ahead and backslash 3 times, add a summary. Now, public properties are a little bit different. StyleCop wants you to, if it has a public getter and setter, it wants you to say gets or sets a value. And I'm going to say for user's first name. And this will be on each property. So I'm going to say first name, last name, and this is going to be phone number, user's email. Now this is going to be user's street address, user's city, and lastly, user's state. And now to clean it up a little bit, you can format it a little bit with Control plus KD. And there we have it. So to check to see if your file is style cop compliant, you can go ahead and right click and run style cop, which I will say ahead of time we won't. This file won't because I need a file header, which I do not have. So if we go run style cop, it says that my file does not have a file header, which I know that. But the violation count is 1. If I did not have any violations, it would say 0, and you will be style cop compliant. All right, well, this model is complete, and this model is looking beautiful. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm hoping this improved your coding knowledge. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, if you notice something that you didn't like that I did or something that you think I did wrong, go ahead and post that as a comment. As you all know, we are here to expand our love of code and our knowledge of code. So any feedback is great. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you.